Right, so med school online. What is it like? Am I gonna be a doctor after all of this? I have no idea. But basically, this video is just gonna be about just some questions that I had going into med school from undergrad, that transition. And I'm just gonna go over some schedule stuff, just really basic things to kind of get it out of the way. But first, before we do anything, coffee. Okay, so what's this whole thing? Why is this all happening? Well, in order to answer that, we gotta go back. Right, so once upon a month ago, I was in the Caribbean, in med school, frolicking in the water. All of a sudden, this RNA virus from Wuhan, China, just decided to take up a career and become Pitbull, Mr. Worldwide or something, and this is just everything shut down. Literally everything. This video isn't about that. This video is about you can't see me here. Today's video is about the basics. What is med school like? What's the difference between undergrad and med school? What makes med school so much more intense or difficult? So I think the best place to start is kind of the difference between college or undergrad, depending on where you're from, and med school. So in undergrad, for example, for myself here in Canada, you have 5 main courses each semester. So your 5 main courses, you typically have lecture time anywhere from 2 to 3 hours. And that 2 to 3 hours is usually broken up, right? So on Monday, for example, you'll have one class for 2 hours, and then you'll have that same class maybe on Wednesday or Thursday for another hour, right? So that's 3 hours for 5 classes. So at the end of the week for undergrad, you'd have 15 hours worth of lecture time per week. So now med school, what is med school like? Med school, usually per semester, you have about 3 main classes. Those 3 main classes that you have those 3 classes every single day. Monday through Friday, you have the same 3 classes every single day, and each class is about an hour long. So that at the end of the week, it totals about the same amount. You still have about 15 hours worth of new content every single week. So how that works in terms of scheduling is from 8 a.m. to 12 p.m. every single day you'll have class. And then you'll have about an hour break, and then you'll have a lab depending on what school you go to, and if you have cadaver lab or histology lab or whatever lab you'll have that after about an hour lunch break. Depends on how your school works. And then on top of those 3 main courses that you have, those 3 main basic science courses, you'll have a clinical medicine course. So this clinical medicine course is that course that teaches you how to interact with the patient, how to talk to a patient, how to take a history, how to take physical exams. You'll have that class every single semester for the duration of your basic sciences in med school. About the same amount of lecture time. What makes med school so much worse than undergrad? So you hear these analogies, and I remember hearing this pancake analogy. You don't eat your pancake on day 1, you'll have to eat 2 pancakes on day 2. And if you don't eat those 2 pancakes, then you gotta eat 3 pancakes. Okay, 3 pancakes, that's pretty good. It's not so bad. Let's say that you fall behind, right? I fall behind 2 days in med school. So not only now the next day do I have to cover new material, but I also have to make up for the material that I missed. And that's where it becomes an issue, because then you're studying a little bit more inefficiently. You're more worried about catching up than you are about learning the material. So talking about this, it's hard to actually visualize what this looks like. So I actually want to show you with a calendar what an actual month of med school will kind of look like in terms of one class. So anything in blue is a lecture. So you can see on day 1, we did oncogenes. Day 2, we did oncogenes plus tumor suppressor. And then the following day, we did tumor suppressor genes. Right underneath the blue, you'll see a Q&A. So how I set up my schedule is I'll do 1 day's worth of lecture, and then the following day, I'll do questions based on the previous day's material. So on the weekend, when there is no new material, I'll do a week review. Anything in purple here is a week review. So yeah, that's basically it. I got work to do. This has been grand. This hasn't been awkward at all. Really awkward. I don't know how people do this. This is literally the most awkward thing I've ever done in my entire life. I'll see you in the next one. Peace.